Patty. Thank dog it's
Hello,
Friday.
everyone. Happy TDIF, everybody.
Oh my gosh, sorry we're a couple minutes late. We've just been gabbing away. Like
Yep.
we're just having fun. We're talking crafty stuff. We get all excited when it's crafty Friday. Thank you so much for being here with us. Let us know what you're doing today, where you're hanging out. If you're in your fuzzy slippers or out in the backyard, working in the garden or what you're doing. This is going to be a fun afternoon. We've got a really it's an interesting I was joking with Hillary. She kind of rolled her eyes at me when I said what we were going to do today. She was like, what in the heck do you have in mind? So we're going to be doing a Smash Can Bouquet. And it's such a cute idea. It's an upcycled of an old tin can or an aluminum can that you have around the house. It's got to be a kind of big one. So about 28 ounce.
28 ounce is a good
29,
size, I think.
Ounce can.
Or you could go bigger.
Yeah, I love that. I know you could go bigger. And even like Dollar Tree has like those little cans, those little flower pot things. You might even be able to get away with something like that. You just have to take the top and bottom off. Anyway, we're going to have some fun today doing something really extra creative and upcycling what you probably already have all around your house.
Yeah.
Which is really kind of neat. And the end result, I think, is just going to make the cutest little gift for Mother's Day. So I'm super excited.
Sure. Yeah, this one turns out really cute, and it is that sort of trash to treasure sort of upcycling. It's really fun. It's a fun one.
It is. So if you don't know who we are, I'm Patty, and I'm here with Hillary.
Hello, everyone.
And we are the co-founders of Hound Hugger DIY, and we do all kinds of crafty goodness in honor of our love for pups. So whether that's home decor, like we're going to do today, or some dog treat recipes or doggy gear or whatever, we do everything handmade, but in honor of our cuddly canines. And we're so happy to have you here with us today. If you know of any dog moms or dads that would be interested in kind of following along, please sprinkle the puppy love. That helps us out a ton. And comment below or like or share, all that kind of subscribe, all those good things really help us too. And of course, we love reading all your comments. And hey, Cam, it's so great to have you here with us today.
Hello.
Thank you so much. I'm one of those on social media where I just watch. I rarely comment. I mean, I'm so shy, actually. You probably wouldn't guess it, but I'm pretty shy. But break out of your introverted selves and say hi. We'd love to hear from you. So we're going to dive right in today with, as I said, this is a Smash Can Bouquet. And Hillary's already kind of got a jump start. She's going to watch me do a second one because I've got a head start on another one. But as I said, you get an aluminum or tin can you have around the house, at least about 28 ounces, and you're going to take the label off. You're going to take both ends of the can off, so it's hollow. And then as you remove the label, you might find that there's some globs of glue left on there. You can pick away at it if you want. You can use Goo Gone or some of those other kinds of things. What I found is the easiest is to heat the glue. So if you use a hairdryer or a heat tool, anything like that will help soften the glue. Just be careful because this is metal and it will get hot. So just kind of watch it. It doesn't have to be super hot to get the glue off. Just warm enough that it'll soften it and it's easier to kind of pull off. And it doesn't have to be pristine, right?
Yeah, that'll be the backside. So if you can't get every little scrap of glue, that's okay. There is a front and back side to this project. The other little tip I will give, if you have one, definitely use the sort of safe can opener. They have some manual ones. This one happens to be in a little electric one. A lot of the ones that are electric that you put the can into, those will give you that nice clean edge. But if you're using a manual can opener that doesn't have the sort of safe edge on it, just be really careful that you don't have any little edges that could be sharp. So and sort of bend them down.
Yeah, on mine, that's what I had for mine. And I just used some needle nose pliers and just bent them down. And it's perfectly safe to the touch now. But again, that's a good safety tip. We don't want anybody to get cut on their can as they're working with it. So the next step to do is kind of pick a front and a back, and usually a seam I put in the back because you don't want to see that. And that's usually where most of the glue globs are left over anyway. And so you're just going to want to smush the bottom part. And so the idea is to get the bottom to be as close to pinched as close together as you can. And it's fairly easy to kind of work with your hands, see how tight I'm getting it. And the top will kind of become a little bit more of an oval shape, but we want to leave that open. And I just have a little hammer here. I'm just going to hammer a little bit more just to get it a little tighter, but it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just for show.
Yep. We're not trying to make these watertight. We're going to use artificial flowers. So this isn't something where we're, trying to get that seam perfectly tight at the bottom.
Yeah. And the dogs think somebody's at the door. So it. And that's it. We're done. So I actually got pretty
yours one really came together
on mine. That one went together easier than the first can that I did. So I might even need to open it up a little bit more at this point, but we'll see. So anyway, so you want one end that's pinched, one end that is open, and then you're going to take some aluminum wire. And I think I'm using like 22 gauge. So it's a nice thickness. It's not super thick, but it's not super thin.
And I have a thinner gauge here. I would recommend definitely go with the little bit thicker gauge. I think it's a little bit easier to work with. And with that super thin, if you needed to, you could do a couple strands of it and kind of twist them together, something to make it a little bit more sturdy. So
yeah. And I grabbed mine at Dollar Tree. So whatever.
Okay, great.
Worked at hand. Yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt if you had something else to share. Okay. So then you're just going to cut off about 2 feet. Basically what I did is we're making the handle. So I wanted the handle the handle is going to go below the can and then up above and then down below again, right? We want to make it long enough. So just eyeball whatever you think is going to work. You want about 1.5 inches below your can, and then whatever remaining on top will be the handle portion. And the reason why we want it a little longer is because we're going to twist a little, I'm calling it a knot. It kind of looks like a ball of yarn when you're done, right? So you're just kind of twisting a little, you're just twisting around the bottom here.
It's sort of a decorative little knot that we're creating. Yeah,
exactly. And it can be messy. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, sometimes the messier, the better. This is really going to stop the handle from going all the way through your can.
Yep.
All right.
So, and Elaine says, I learned a way to make can ribs safe with a regular handheld can opener from a YouTube video. And she says it's how you position the can opener. So I'll need to look into that one because
yeah, I would too, because I don't have one of those safety ones at all. Okay, so I'm just winding around 3 or 4 times on my needle nose pliers. And these are super messy. I don't know if you can see them, but I've just twisted round and round and round, and then I've got them so that the wide part of the knot is perpendicular to the rest of your handle. And again, you kind of want this nice little U shape. And then you're going to take your wire and tuck it through the bottom of your can. If I can get it through the opening. Yep, it's just big enough. And you're going to pull it through until it hits those knots. And that's going to stop that handle from going through. And so in order to keep these ends in place, we're going to want to glue those in place into position. And Hillary has a different can than I do. So I'll just describe real quick on mine. I just pull out the knot about 1 inch or so, and I glue this piece of wire, and then I tuck that in because it's hard to kind of get into that pinched area. But Hillary, if you want to talk about what you do.
So my can has a plastic liner on the inside, and so that makes it hard for that hot glue to stick to. So you could use a combination of hot glue and like E6000 or another type of glue. So that'll kind of really hold those in place. On the bottom, they hold in place pretty well because it's sort of squished down on that end. So that makes it easier. But we're also going to tack it up on the top as well. just to keep that handle where you want it, sort of in the middle of the can. So that is another place where I would recommend, if you have this plastic liner that's in your can, I would recommend using like an E6000 in combination with hot glue just to hold it in there.
So as Hillary said, I'm just gluing the handle now towards the top of the can. And mine doesn't have that plastic liner, so I can just glue right on top of it. Honestly, you don't even need the glue if your wire is thick enough and your knots are big enough and your bottom is closed enough to keep those knots in place. This handle isn't going to come off.
Yeah.
This is going to be
it'll all hold together.
It's very lightweight. What we're doing is very lightweight, so it should be fine. So again, don't fret too much about the gluing. It's really just kind of keep everything from shifting around.
Yeah.
So once you have this part done, then you're going to take some white chalk paint and you're going to give it.
Before you jump into that, because yours is nice and closed, yours ended up being nice and closed, but if it doesn't, and if you have some big gaps or anything, you can use some pliers just to go around that bottom edge, just to kind of tighten it up again. If you need to.
You're right. I did have to do that on my first one. This one I didn't, so I forgot all about that step. But yeah, we want it again. It doesn't even have to be this tightly closed, but just pinched as much together as it looks. Yes, Cam, you hear the doggies. They do need to come in and say hi. Ginger is a super scaredy cat. She did want to be in here today with me, but I told her she was not going to be happy if I was hammering, so I left her out. So that's the only reason they're not here today with me. But yes, normally we see the pups. So when you're done, yes, go ahead and give it 2 coats of white chalk paint. If you're using, you can use acrylics, but if you use an acrylic, you'll probably need to lightly sand your aluminum first, just to give it a nice rough surface for the paint to stick to. If you use chalk paint, you can skip that step, so you can jump right into the painting.
I definitely recommend chalk paint for this one. For one, it'll just go onto that metal surface. You will need 2 coats, maybe a little bit more, just depending on how it's drying or if you see things. So on mine, you can see I left my metal edge on the top here as metal, and then I have the bottom edge as metal as well.
Yeah, I just did my bottom edge because I wasn't thinking as clever as Hillary. But anyway, and you can paint a little bit on the inside if you want to. The bouquet that I'm going to be putting in, I think, is going to cover a lot of the inside and some of the overlap. So it's just a matter of what your taste is in terms of the flower bouquet that you choose. But you can design with paint any kind of decoration you'd like. And you can even go back and take some sandpaper and rough up your paint job and make it look even more rustic if you like. So,
or taking a darker paint, like a brown chalk paint, and just with and kind of watered down, like maybe a baby wipe or something like that. And then you can kind of just sort of antique it if you wanted to.
Right. That's another great idea. Okay. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build our floral. No, we put the ribbon on next. Sorry. We're going to do the ribbon next. So got a fun black and white ribbon.
I've got silver and black little doggies with paw prints and bones there.
I love those. They're so cute. And then we're just going to wrap that around we're going to glue it around the middle or wherever you like on your little bouquet. Yeah, this step would be easier to do before you put the flowers in, that's for sure.
Oh.
Just using the least little bit of glue. It doesn't take much to put the ribbon on.
And that glue, because it's the aluminum can, it dries pretty quickly. Like it'll cool pretty quickly on you. So you might need to, don't try to do big swaths at the same time.
Yeah.
Just a couple little tack down areas is probably all you need.
All right. Cute.
Grab another glue stick here.
Yeah, always have to have them within arm's reach.
Exactly.
Because you never know. You never know. All right. And Amazon has the cutest little dog ribbons. So that's where I got this one from. They really have some cute one. And you could do different color schemes with this. So you could do like a little pink basket with, some spring colors in your ribbon if you liked. You could really change up the character of this with the ribbons and paint colors that you choose. You could paint little paw prints across the bottom if you wanted to, or little flowers, little daisies on it. You could really customize it. Your kids could take markers, right? And then write, we love mom, and stuff. You could really make some, it's a chalkboard. When you got your chalk paint on here, you could really go crazy, have some fun with it. All right. So once we've got that, now we get to do the bouquet, the fun step. And one whole piece of styrofoam won't fit. So you're going to need to, whatever foam that you get, you're going to want to break off a piece to stick inside and kind of just play with it and see, what fits well.
And I think we both grabbed these. There's it's this
those rounds
shape that they have at Dollar Tree. So these are great. And you can chunk them up to the size that you need. You could also do, with that being said, you could also do chunks if you have some bit scraps and things like that.
Yeah, you could put a couple different chunks in there if you wanted to. And then we're just going to glue that in place. Put a good amount of glue. Stick that down in there. These are so quick and easy. Anybody can do these, really. They're so easy to do.
And most of the things you can grab at Dollar Tree, which is awesome. But if you're like the dog ribbons that Patty was mentioning, I have a link in the description to an Amazon sort of list of all the different craft supplies. And there's the perfect set of black and white dog ribbons that is so adorable. So you can check that.
I think it does include this one too.
Yep, it does.
That set, which is really cool. And I like the black and white theme that we're doing today because it elevates it, makes it a little more sophisticated. Yeah. So you can make it cutesy or you can make it a little more grown up. So now we're going to grab our Dollar Tree flowers and we're just going to start building out our bouquet. So I'm just going to tuck the flower in the front. And
so this is always where this one's such a nice little bouquet, but like just keep, like if you're feeling unsure about it, just keep adding stuff in, start to layer different textures, things like that, because it really does all start to come together the more you add.
Yeah. I don't think it really takes much because it's such a tiny little bouquet.
Exactly. And you can, here. Obviously, as Patty mentioned, you can, go with whatever color scheme is going to work best for your decor.
Oh, so cute. So I like having some repetition. So using the same flowers is a great way to create a bouquet. And then obviously you're going to want some greenery. And then adding a different texture is always kind of fun too. So
I love those ones. They're so cute.
Yeah. So just think about putting them together. Oh, that's so sweet, Cam. She said white flowers blooming reminder of her little baby that passed away a few weeks ago. So isn't it interesting? Some of the things that we notice that we never have seen before after we lose a loved one or a little pup. I had, after our second pup passed, I used to see these white little butterflies in our garden, and it always made me think of Clover. So it's just funny how, things like that come to mind. Anything that can remind us of our little loved ones that are still in our hearts, those are always good things. So we have this beautiful little bouquet here, obviously in honor of our love for puppers, but we're not quite done. I think one last finishing touch, we've got some little bare spots on top. So we're going to add just another little ribbon. We'll just make a little bow.
So I have.
Oh, cute. That's so cute. I love that we're doing the same black and white theme, but ours are so different.
Slightly different. Yeah.
Slightly different. I just love that. We'll just put that up at the top. Hopefully having both of us do the same project will give everybody a nice idea of what you can do, right? And that you don't always have to follow the rules step by step. You can just customize and be a little quirky and add your own personality to it. That's really the goal here, is just to inspire you to get out there and do something fun and creative and crafty. So here we go. It's all done. Isn't this the cutest thing? And it's got this little handle on top. I just love it. It's so sweet. They're so sweet.
They turn out so cute.
They're adorable. Yeah, they're so, so sweet. And you can make these for all the dog moms in your life. You can make one for your grand doggy mom, right? Because my mom doesn't have pups anymore, so she's a grand dog mom now. So, think about all the folks, all the women in your life that would be sweet to give these to on Mother's Day or Dog Mom's Day, or just spoil yourself, right? Do a little something fun for yourself, and it's just so bright and cheery and festive. We've, of course, made a little sophisticated one in the black and white theme, but you could make one in any style that matches your personality or your home decor, or the person you're giving the gift to. You can match their person. I like blues and whites, so somebody could make something blue and white for me, right? And I'd fall in love with it instantly. So anyway, hope we've inspired you to get out there and have some fun. Make some of these little Smash Can bouquets.
Yeah, and definitely check out that link in the description. There's step-by-step instructions as well. So if you're wanting to kind of recap some of what we've done here, you can check that out. And there's a link to all the supplies that you might need. And like, share, comment, subscribe. All of those things help us out a ton. So we really do appreciate it.
Exactly. One last little public service announcement. Our Snuffle Toy Club doors are open officially. So it's our third day of having them open. They're open until the 15th. So if you love crafting and you love pups and you'd like to make some snuffle dog toys for your furry best friends, or those at your local shelters, because we have some members that are doing that, please go to snuffletoyclub.com today and sign up. And it's so much fun. We'd love to share all the fun things with you there.
Oh, and Cam, I just saw that you have a question. Can you guys do wreaths and memorial garden ideas, please? Yes,
Sure.
Absolutely. And we actually have a dog loss guide that has a whole ebook full of kind of ideas for memorial gardening and things like that. So I will comment after we get out of here. I will comment you a link to that so that you can check that out as well. So.
And we do have that candle craft that we did. That would be a great memorial idea. So if you go back into our playlists on YouTube, you can find. It's early on. It's early.
It's one of our very first ones.
early crafts. I'm almost embarrassed to say it, but it turns out so beautiful. You can put your pup's photo on a candle, and I think that would make a wonderful memorial idea for you to have around the house. I know that's what I ended up doing. So, and there's lots of things you can do if you look back in our playlist as well. So crafting is a great way to get through some of the tough times, right? Because it's something that warms your heart. It makes you feel good about yourself. And certainly if it's in honor of our love for pups, whether they're with us or whether they're in our hearts, that's never a bad thing. So, Elaine said she'd like a copy of the memorial ebook page as well. So Hillary will make sure to comment on all those for anybody that's interested in it. It's just something that we do to give back, right? There's no cost in that at all. It's just something we do to give back to the dog loving community, which obviously we love. So thanks everybody. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.